welcome to Live Long in Color. Thank you all for stopping by today. Today's that time that I'm going to do my What Have I Done video for the month of November 2021, where I go over all the completed pages that I did for the month. Before I get started with that, I would like to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel, who have commented, liked my videos. Thank you so much. You are all so greatly appreciated. So this month, I actually colored in a total of 29 books, which I think may be a record for me. There were 15 different digital books and 14 different physical books. Out of those, I colored a total of 70 pages, 50 of them digital and 20 of them physical. So as you can tell from those statistics, I do a lot of digital coloring, a lot of PDFs. I prefer to print them out on cardstock. I have been known to color the same pages more than once, so it works for me. Okay, so let's get started into the video. Let's move Happy out of the way here. And and before I also get started, sorry, one more thing. There's one book that I'm not going to show out of the 29 because I will be doing a completed book video for my next weekly video. So I'm not going to show that here since I'm going to show it in that video. And that's the only pictures that I did that I'm not going to show. There are quite a few here that were from Danny Button's scavenger hunt video that I did. I will link that in the description. Also, there's quite a few pages here from my 12 Days of Christmas challenge that I did a couple of days ago, so I will also link that video. Okay, there we go. All that being said, let's get started. The first one is 50. Let me move these out and just kind of go from here like that. 50 amazing mythical creatures from Camellia Anjakova. I did the Satar. I did him with various markers. And I did his little cuffs with metallic. So that's the Satar page. Next, I have 100 Easy Designs by Coloring Book Cafe. I did this page. This one was done with my new polychromos. I was testing them out. I really like them. I plan to get more one of these days. And then I did the same page with the Prismacolor, and I like them both. My husband preferred the Prismacolor, and I think it's because the green that I picked was a bit more vibrant. The green and the yellow were just a tad more vibrant than the polychromos, but I do like them both. Then I also did this one with the polychromos. This is this apple tree. I did the background in this one with eyeshadow. I did this as if it was dirt, and this one like the ground, and this one as if the sky. And yeah, I used the Faber-Castell polychromos for this. Then I have this ugly Christmas sweater that I did. I did that with permanent markers and the aquarelle. I can't say it, sorry. They're from Mungio. They're a pearl oil pastel. They give it a little shimmer. I don't know if you can see that through the picture, but that's what I use for the background on that. Then this is the page that I did for the 12 Days of Christmas. I made these. They were coins, and I drew them to make them look like they were rings instead of coins. My husband said I should have just colored this like it was in the background, so it had the 5 instead of 6 golden rings, but I didn't want to do that. I used Crayola oil pastels for the whole thing, and then I used for the rings, I used metallic markers, And then I used a permanent marker and went over the snout and the ears to make it look a little darker. So there we go, that's that. Next is Color Quest Color by Number Animals from Color Questopia. I did the penguin page here, mainly because this is the one that I couldn't figure out what the birds were. And I used the twistable pencils, Crayola twistable pencils for this. Then we have Autumn by Jade Summer. I wanted to do a couple more autumn pages before the month ends, so this is the one I chose. I used the Magic Fly colored pencils, and for the background I used eyeshadow. And I must say I really like the pumpkin. I think the purple, woo, orange. There we go. Get my colors right. The orange came out so pretty. Next is Beautiful Birds by Sach and Sach Diva. I did this page. This is the European Goldfinch. I used permanent markers. Well, actually, I used all kinds. I used alcohol and permanent markers. I did the flowers red because this was for my Christmas challenge, and eyeshadow background. Next is Best Collection 100 Coloring Pages by Sach and Sach Diva. I did this cute little penguin in a snow globe. I used glitter pens. I used various markers. Well, you know what? I take that back. Did I use markers? Yeah, I used markers up here. The snow globe, most of it I did with glitter gel pens and a metallic marker for the base. But I did use some regular markers for some of it. An eyeshadow background. Next is Whimsical Girls Celebrate the Holidays and Festive Occasions by Hannah Lynn. This is the book that I'm trying to finish by the end of the month. I'm going to say that it is, as I've gone by, I kind of wish I wouldn't have decided to do all the pictures and just pick either the one that has the complete background or the one that was the simpler pages, but I did do both on all of them. This one is the Thanksgiving page. I used markers and then some glitter gel pens on the balloon. And then I did the simpler version here. I messed up on her eyes, so we shall not talk about that. I used a little bit of glitter gel pens and then just, let's see, spree markers for the whole thing. Then we have the Thanksgiving Day Feast. I really love how this one came out. I used, let's see, just various different markers. Some metallic for the glasses. So this one, I love the way it came out. This one, I had to go over the skin with a pencil. It didn't come out as well as I wanted. It came out a bit streaky. I tried to fix it. I'm not sure I was successful. For the most part, I used just various markers and eyeshadow background. So I have 4 more pictures to do, and then I will be done with that. Next is Chibi Girls, April Amber, Volume 3. I did this one, the little drummer. I used various markers and I used confetti crayons for the background. Then we have Chibi Girls, Jade Summer, the 4-in-1 grayscale book. I did this one, this maid. I did her in Christmas colors because she was for the 12 Days of Christmas challenge. I really love how she came out. I love the pink hair. And then I did another pink hair. I think I had a thing for pink hair in these Chibi Girls this month. This one was for the scavenger hunt challenge, and I did all the lights in glitter gel pens along with the decorations. And then I just used various markers for that. This one was the angel. that I did for the scavenger hunt. I thought it was funny that two other people, I don't remember, I apologize, I don't remember who they were, did the same angel or picked out the same angel for the scavenger hunt. So we all had great minds think alike. I really love how she came out. I know she is a bit grayish, monish, tonish, but I do like that the way the blue and the gold hair stand out. I used a little bit of glitter in the wings and the background, her earrings and such. So I really love her. Next is Christmas by Sally Berry. I did this Santa page. I did him with Bic Intensity, the metallic here for where he's sitting, and the background is HEB permanent markers. And a few gel pens. You can see some of it, like the cup and some of the decorations are gel pens. Next we have Christmas Patterns Adult Coloring Book by Coloring Book Cafe. I used marker and glitter pens and eyeshadow backgrounds. I think if I had to do it over again, I would have picked a different color than yellow. I'm not 100% happy with the way this background turned out, but it's okay. It's okay. I had fun. Next is Cute Cats by Such and Such Diva. This is the one that I'm trying to complete with all crayons. I am hoping to get this book done next year. So far I've been doing just a couple of pages a month. I might step that up in January. We shall see. This one was done with the twistable crayons, and this one was just done with regular crayons. Okay, then we have Cute Christmas by Jade Summer. This is the digital copy. I did here Santa on Vacation. I used Bic and Sharpies and the Mungyo chalk pastel for the background. Now on this one, okay, so I don't know if you're aware, but if you buy the digital copy of this one, this Cute Christmas and the Cute and Spooky from Jade Summer, they give you 3 copies of the same picture. They give you the grayscale version, the non-grayscale version, and then they give you one that has a black background. Now normally I don't print out the black background because like I've said before, I have a really old printer. I have been using buying all my ink on eBay because they don't make it anymore. So I don't like to use a lot of ink in my pictures, but I wanted to try one. And I'm going to say that this is, I think, one of my favorite pictures of the month. None of this background was colored in. It was all how it printed out. And I used, let's see, just I think Sharpies on it all. Metallic Sharpies. So I really love the way it came out. I just love how the colors just pop out with the black background. So if you have a really good printer and you don't mind, you know, and you have easy access to ink, you may want to consider buying this, or at least even the Halloween one on Lulu right now, because then you can get this version and you could print it out and have access to the black background. Because I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think the physical copy had it. I saw some flip throughs and they didn't show it, so I'm assuming, and you know what they say about assuming. But anyway, I really like that one. Here we go. This is the Cocoa with Marshmallows. This one I did with spree markers and the Mungyo chalk background. And this one I used spree markers. I used various metallics on the trailer, and I used eyeshadow for the background. Really like this one too. Next is Cute and Spooky coloring book by Jade Summer. I wanted to get a couple more in before Christmas started. This one I love. I love this little kitty. I like the way she came out. I used the Afira oil pastels for the background and just various markers for the cat. And I also love the way this one came out, the little scarecrow. I used permanent markers and the Mungyo chalk pastel for the background. And he came out really cute. Then we have Easy Christmas by Jade Summer. This one is a little elf. I used just permanent marker and the Mungyo chalk pastel background. This one I did two versions of. This first one I used Pentrista oil pastels and then went over it with the polychromos. And then this one I used the Afira and I went over it with the Color It colored pencils. Now you can really tell the difference between the two oil pastels. This one is just always comes out lighter. This one has a more saturated color, and I prefer this one for backgrounds because the Afira is lighter and so it's easier for me to control the color. But I prefer this. If I'm going to color the picture, the whole picture with the oil pastel, I prefer like the Crayola or the Pentrista because they have a more saturated color. Then we have this cute Nutcracker. I used Blick permanent markers that I showed on my last haul. I do not particularly care for them. I'm glad I got them on sale because they are not worth the full price in my opinion. They're almost the same cost as the Copics Chow markers, and to me the Copics are a lot better. But that being said, I do love the way he came out. I love his orange hair. I think he's cute. And I used eyeshadow background for him. Now this, I used eyeshadow background and permanent markers. I am not sure if this was supposed to be a cake of some kind or some kind of Christmas dessert that I don't know. I thought this looked like icing, so I left it white, but I don't know. And I don't think it would be a video of mine if there wasn't something that I didn't know what it was. So if you know what it is, comment below and let me know. Thank you. This is the Partridge in the Pear Tree. I used various markers and eyeshadow background. And this I love. I love my teapot pictures. I have a collection of teapots. I love the way this one came out. I used just various markers and the confetti background. So I really love the way it came out. It's pretty. All right, next we have Easy Coloring by Jade Summer. This one is the teddy bear page I did. I left the background white and then I just took a stencil and made red and green like stars to make it Christmassy for the background, and just use various permanent markers. And then this one, I used Bic Intensity and eyeshadow background. I do not like what I did here. I tried to use the, oh, I always forget what they're called. Posca pens, the Posca paint pens, to try to do a design. I like the way they came out on the cup, but not on the plates. But still, I enjoyed it. It was something different. Then there is God and Goddesses from April Amber. I try to do 2 pages a month. I did not make it this month. I only did the 1 page. I did Eros. I did him with, what did I use? Oh, the Blick and the Spree markers and the confetti background and gel pens for the name. Then there's Happiness by Arpad Olby. I did this page with Crayola pencils. Next we have Kawaii Girls from Ava Brown. I did this cute little dancer here. I used Sharpies, the metallic on the floor, and Afira oil pastels for the background. Next we have large print Christmas black background, color by number. I did this Merry Christmas page all in gel pens. I think if I had to do it again, I would have gotten the white background. I don't particularly like the way that came out with the black background. I think I would have preferred to be able to do these large spaces with my own color. And then I did this one, the snowman. I used spree markers and crayons for the background. Next is magnificent mandalas from Creative Mandala. I did this one. I used shuttle art markers for this. I think it came out pretty good. I love this color scheme. Then I did this one with just various permanent markers. I have not been using backgrounds for most of these. I discovered that I think I prefer it without the background. You'll see some here in a minute with the background. Okay, so this one. I had what I'm calling a senior moment. I did this picture on the first. I did this one on the first. And I colored it with Bics and Sharpies. And then I used eyeshadow in the background. And then I completely forgot that I had done it. And when I was going through and looking at all the PDF, I saw this one again and said, oh, I like that one. Let me do it. I printed it, colored it, and then realized that I had already done it. So this is the second version. I do like this one better. I think it looks better without the background. You can let me know what you guys think. But I think it looks better without the background. And I love the orange color scheme on this one. I used markers and gel pens on this one. The leaves and the flowers mainly. Then there's this one that I did. This one is permanent markers, various permanent markers. I did not... when I did this, I just started using pinks and lavenders and didn't realize or didn't think about that I had this washi tape. But I do think this washi tape matches that perfectly. So that worked out. Then I did this one with various gel pens and eyeshadow backgrounds. So I'm really curious if you would comment below and let me know if you prefer them with a background or without. I personally think I'm leaning towards without. But let me know what y'all think. Then we have Meditation Color by Number by Arpad Obi. I did the Skater with Tao Tree markers. We also have Secret Village Autumn by Ava Brown. I did this one with Gold Faber and Arteza pencils with eyeshadow in the background. Next we have Spring Awakening by Deborah Muller from the Zen Doodle collection. I did this hen with her little chicks. The only thing I changed was the flower color. It was supposed to be yellow and orange, and I made it red. Then we have Spring Scenes from Coloring Book Cafe. I did this one. I used various markers on it, but what I do like is I used the confetti crayons for the ground, and I like the way it made it multicolored a little bit. So I like the way the ground came out. And then I used just a regular Crayola for the sky and the ground. Now this one I wanted to be a little darker green. I wanted it to be like a yellowish green, but more on the green side, and this one came out more on the yellow side. But I still like it. And then we come to my least my two least favorite pictures of the month. This is Stained Glass, a coloring book by Timeless Creation. I deliberately picked two pictures that were not my favorite in the book. I thought, well, let me get these out of the way because I don't really like them. And this one came out okay. This one I used Pen and Gear markers for. But this one I hate. I really despise it. I used various gel pens and then a little bit of permanent marker here. I don't remember which one for the yellow. But I don't know if it's this paper. I don't know if it was the pens I was choosing, but I used various ones. I didn't just use one brand, and they almost all came out streaky. And then I tried to make this look like a geode, and it doesn't really work, and I hate it. And I know hate's a strong word, but I hate it. So we shall put that to a side and go on to the next one. Next we have Stained Glass Christmas by Such and Such Diva. I did this little drummer nutcracker. I used spree markers. And then I did this page. I also used spree markers. I love this one. I love the color scheme on this one. Very pretty. As a whole, I really like Such and Such Diva's Stained Glass Christmas collection. Or not just the Stained Glass Christmas, but all his stained glass collection. I have, like, I think 3 of them. Here's another one. This is the last picture of the month that I did. Well, not the last one in the month, but the last one for this video. This is Stained Glass Tiffany Windows by Such and Such Diva. I did the swan. I think it came out beautiful. I used, what did I use? Just various markers. The only thing I changed is there should have been some yellow here, but I made it all red and green. And then this border should have been brown, and I did it in red because I did this for my 12 Days of Christmas challenge, and I wanted it to look more Christmassy. So that is it. That's the last page that I have to show you. I really want to say I appreciate you all stopping by today. Thank you so much. My next video will be probably next weekend, and I will be doing my completed book that I have. So please come back to see that. Thank you so much. Live long in color. Have a happy holiday, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.